Hello, welcome to Spicy News, giving you the best and what you need to know. If you want to know about hip-hop, you want to stay updated about hip-hop related news, consider subscribing to this channel because it's about to get down. Now, first of all, we're going to be talking about the one and only Nasty C. Maybe by the time you are watching this, the Zulu man with some power is out. Tell me how you feel about it on the comment section below. But before we get to the business right now, I'm going to ask you for a little favor. Just take 1 second of your time and like this video right now. And let me explain to you why am I asking you to like this video before even seeing it if you like it or not. Now I'm asking you to like this video because it helps notify YouTube that people like this type of content and they would like seeing more of it coming to their screens. Now the amount of views my channel usually get is around 100,000 views all the way down to 3,000 views. Now the amount of likes that we usually get is a little bit contradicting. So now if we get less likes than views, it sends the wrong message to YouTube that people don't like this type of content, and YouTube might even stop showing these videos to your screens. Now I'm asking you again, if you like what we're doing here in this channel, I would like you to take this moment right now and press this like button below. When I say the word Nasty C, tell me what's the first thing that comes to your mind. A legend, a sellout, best rapper in the game, second best rapper in the game, a whack rapper, or a global star? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about Nasty C? So many people have different views about him. Some people love Nasty C and some people hate Nasty C. Now a second question, when was the first time you heard about Nasty C? Which year was it? What were you listening to? Who told you about this guy? Or maybe you saw him on TV. Maybe you heard him on radio. Or maybe you saw him in person when he was performing. Now how did you feel when you heard him rapping for the first time? Now I'm gonna take you back for a little tour of how I got to know Nasty C. It was 2014, Casper was beefing with AKA. They were like the best hip-hop dudes in South Africa, and there was KO on his side, who was also making good moves. So I was listening to Igagasi FM. There was a hip-hop show they used to play on Thursdays. I'm not sure if they're still doing it right now, but they would ask rappers to send their songs and their email address so that they'll play them against one another and we get to vote as fans. So Nasty C might have submitted his song. It was called Hallelujah, and it was definitely picked because it was a very dope song. So everybody was impressed. We voted for it, so they had to call Nasty C to see him on studio for an interview. Now the following Thursday, when he came for an interview, everybody was impressed by the age, the fluency, and his rapping skills. The guy was so deserving to be in the game. By that time, remember, he was only 16 years old. Well, I was 16 years old as well, so I was definitely a fan of Nasty C that time. So that was Thursday night. By the following weekend, Igaga's FM was going to have a show or maybe a contest which they featured the one and only AKA. Remember in 2014, AKA was the biggest South African rapper of all time. Not that I'm saying he's not the biggest right now. So they was gonna have AKA. Now on this hip hop show that Nasty C is in, he was giving a freestyle and everything like that. Now everybody was impressed that this guy is so deserving to be in the game. So DJ Lab and Junior the Rocker, they said, okay, we're gonna try our best to get this boy to a place where he deserves to be. They said, okay, we're gonna put this guy on the lineup to open for the one and only AKA. Remember, the boy is only 16. He had never met AKA. He has never been in a position like this before in his career. Now that's how it happened. You saw the pictures. I even made a movie about all that. Go check it out if you haven't. I'm gonna link it down below. Now after seeing those pictures, you might be thinking that it was a breakthrough for Nasty C, but it wasn't. After the event, he went back to his old ways and he kept grinding like he was before. Now everybody was asking themselves, why didn't AKA take this guy and lift him up? That's the story for another day. So he had the same thing going on up until he dropped his mixtape in February 2015. The mixtape kind of got the attention from here to there, but after a few weeks, it dropped, and it was like he didn't even drop anything. Now that's when he decided to drop a song which is called Juice Back, of which on an interview he explained that it was about the industry not giving him what he deserves. After working so hard, he didn't get his juice back, and the rest, I believe, is history. Now that's a little story of how I got to know Nasty C and completely be a fan of his work. Now ever since then, we think that the game has been so friendly to Nasty C, but it wasn't. I mean, we have seen so many people falling out the game, but Nasty C has always been standing. He got betrayed in a way. Some of of his people might have turned against him. He might have signed some bad deals, he might have got robbed and have all his music taken away. Now the reason why he's got so ripped off like this in the past is because he always believed that it requires to have other people besides him in order to get where he wants to be. Now some other people are fake, some other people cannot be trusted. And again, seeing that you are young, some people will try and take advantage of you in order to benefit themselves on your crop. Now this guy's got ripped off so many times in the past, but he is still standing. Now the typical behavior right here in this game is that if you say something good about one person, to some people it feels like you're saying the opposite about another person. Some people find it hard to understand that you can love Nike and Adidas at the same time. Now it's an undeniable fact that Nasty C is one of the best rappers out here in South Africa, if not the best rapper out here in South Africa. But the amount of hate that he receives is unbelievable. When I made my first video right here in this very channel, I was talking about Lift As You Rise, of which was a Red Bull type of thing. I'm sure a lot of you remember it. There was basically a project of lifting up underground artists or rappers to try and put them right here in the game. And we all know that it was about Nasty C. He wasn't trying to get them into his own record label, but he was trying to give them a little bit of exposure. But what Nasty C got in return was a whole amount of hate for doing that. Now in February this year, I went to Cotton Fest and made a video about it. Nasty C was putting on these dope ass dancers from Durban. Nobody was forcing him to do that, but he did it. He brought them to the Cotton Fest. He even went as far to putting them in his own music video, There They Go. And again, nobody was forcing him to do that, but he did it. Right now, Nasty C is trying to get Crown Young into the game. Again, he doesn't have to, but he's doing it. He didn't have to feature Teleman on every one of his records, but he did it. Rolene, the real niggas Hannah. Nasty C is getting a whole amount of hate for absolutely doing good things. The guy has recently got signed by the one and only Def Jam. Instead of congratulating the boy, people are saying a whole bunch of things. Now, recently, I'm sure a lot of people have seen this one. Questa's manager, I don't know his name. Questa's manager has always been preaching the gospel of South African artists should be African. He spoke about Casper Nyovest as being one of the weakest rappers out here in South Africa who is dying. He spoke about Aries, that his future was promising, but now he is dying as well. And again, he spoke about the one and only Nasty C. Said the boy is also dying because he's always been rapping in English and everything like that. He said he would have appreciated more if these rappers were rapping in their own languages. Now, we've always known Nasty C as an English rapper. His comfort zone is rapping in English. I mean, in the past, Nasty C has done a song in isiZulu, of which was Amambara. I'm not sure if y'all remember that song. I'm not even sure if the song was on Price City or not, but he released that song before he dropped Price City. I remember the song was like Lomtana Wenza Mambara. Now, hearing that song, the song was great, but you could hear that Nasty C wasn't in his comfort zone when he rapped in Zulu. So his comfort zone is rapping in English. So recently Nasty C dropped a song which is called Zulume. The song is off of his new album Zulume with Some Power, of course. So in that song, Nasty C definitely raps in Zulu. And again, Nasty C knows how to rap. The guy is dope. He killed it 100% with isiZulu. Now again, think about it. A Zulu man with some power as an album without a Zulu song, that wasn't gonna make sense to me. But then again, Nasty C is getting a lot of hate for rapping in isiZulu. Damn! Now Questa's manager was going back and forth with Nasty C and everything like that, and he ended up congratulating himself literally for forcing Nasty C to rap in isiZulu. Now, like I said, if you've been a fan of Nasty C for way back, Nasty C had rapped in isiZulu before. Lomtana Wenza Mambara was definitely a Zulu song, and back then he dropped a freestyle on IG when he was rapping on isiZulu. Now this guy comes around and say he influenced Nasty C to rap in isiZulu. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know about you, but to me, it doesn't make sense. So Nasty C might have replied to this guy. I'm gonna leave their tweets right here on the screen. But to me, it seems like this guy gets a whole amount of hate for absolutely doing nothing wrong. Now when people see Nasty C songs playing on TV every day, people have something to say. They say the boy got connections. When they always hear Nasty C song playing on radio, this boy is only funded. Some people are even ready to hate on Zulume with Some Power while they ain't even had it yet. Yesterday the boy went back to his hood and performed his new song for his old friends. He didn't have to, but he did it. But then again, people are hating on him for doing that. But now why are you hating on this little man for trying to attain his dreams? Damn. I believe Nasty C has definitely worked hard for what he has. His loyal fans, him signing on the right record labels, and putting himself along people who are able to help him get closer to his dreams. Now, love is better than hate. If you don't love what this guy is doing, forget about him. Don't try and convince other people to hate him as well. Now, I'm sure I'm gonna get a whole amount of hate for saying this, but sadly, it's the truth. Now, I already know that ZMWSP is gonna be my favorite album, and it's all because I trust and love Nasty C, and him being in the game is so satisfying. Now, the question I have for you is, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the name Nasty C? Now, don't forget to like this video. As I've said before, leave your thoughts about Nasty C and Zulu Man with some power. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see each other on the next one. Peace out.